What's going on? What's going on, Patriots? You just locked in the Hood Politics where we always keep it 100. I'm your host, Jay. Y'all already know on this channel. We cut straight through the BS and get straight to the issues and the policies that hit us close to home. We talk about everything from elections to national debates, all the way up to political podcasts. We throw some pop culture and comedy in there every once in a while. Y'all know my motto. All politics all the time. I give you brain rot, baby. That's why I do it, so you don't have to. And we start each and every one of them off sending out our thoughts and prayers, man. And I want to do a little different today, man. Patriots, I want us to keep in our thoughts and prayers all the TSA agents right now that's being affected by this government shutdown. You know what I'm saying? We got, I think the count is up to like about 400 that quit. So we want to put them and their families in our prayers, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish this type of stuff on nobody. Everybody need to be able to feed their family, man. And the Democrats need to get their stuff together. You know what I'm saying? They really do. These people are a trip. It is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? But look, let's keep it 100, man. And we got to talk about what's really going down in the streets of California right now. You know what I'm saying? We got Nick Shirley out here doing a job the government won't do, sliding through these neighborhoods and pulling the masks off these massive plays. You know what I'm saying? We talking about ghost facilities, hospices, and daycare centers that exist on paper but empty shells in real life. You know what I'm saying? Shirley is out here recording these spots, and what does he find? Offices with the lights off, no staff, and definitely no patients or kids. And the one that he did find with some kids in it, they was left by themselves, which I don't understand. That one threw me for a loop. You know what I'm saying? Now, we got this one clip out here doing some major numbers. I really like this kid. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's a younger version of James O'Keefe. But he got a clip out here doing major numbers, and I got it all pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Where he confronts someone that's pulling off in a freaking cyber truck, a Maybach, all types of crap, man. Like, let's get into it, man. Y'all got to see this for yourself, man. This has
This is the sound of hospice money. Could you just answer the question, what's the need for 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA? Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey?
You don't know what's going on?
Well, it said there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California. That there's $6,000 per beneficiary. Can you give us any explanation? Where can we open a hospice at? Get a Maybach just like you.
California may have the largest amount of fraud in the country, as California is the state with the highest.
Did you see that? Did y'all see that, man? Just think about that. Think about that for 1 second, man. While the average person is out here grinding just to pay rent, these fraudsters living a high life on the hog. You know what I'm saying? Off our money, riding around in Maybach, Cybertrucks, BMWs. Ain't no telling what else, man. And this money was meant to be for the sick and the babies and the older folks. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part, a lot of this traces back to the same patterns that we saw in Minnesota with the Minnesota Somalian daycare fraud. You know what I'm saying? It's the same hustle, just a different zip code.
Highest taxes and collects more money than any other state in America. It is filled with fraud. California's version of Medicaid, called Medi-Cal, has more than doubled since 2022 from $108 billion to a proposed $222 billion in 2026. Their population, however, has not grown exponentially. However, their spending has. There has been 1,000% increase in hospice care in the Los Angeles County. In fact, 1 out of every $10 of home health care in America is spent in Los Angeles. On top of that, their government-funded daycare programs are filled with violations. While they continue to give money to these fraudsters, it is estimated that the fraud in California could be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. In this video, we'll be going face to face with these fraudsters, confronting them as they defraud the American taxpayer out of millions and billions of dollars as they live their lives in luxury, driving around luxurious cars that cost more than $100,000 that you actually paid for. Let's start first by going to these daycares filled with violations that still continue to receive money from the government.
So this is the location of the daycare. It's in the middle of this shopping plaza. A lot of the buildings are closed down or boarded up, have been graffitied. And then you also have just a big dumpster right here with all this garbage, and then the daycare is right there. We're gonna go in right now.
We actually have a homeless person there too.
Oh,
See that?
there's actually somebody sleeping here right now. Hello? You alright? Yeah. And so there is a homeless man who's sleeping right next to the daycare. He's sleeping right here, and the daycare is right there. This does not look like a place where you'd want to bring your child, and it does not look suitable and set the code to be a place where children are enrolled. So they do have some children here. How many do they usually say they have, or what's the story with the
The
children?
last few visits from the state have said that they have 39 enrolled.
And right now we're seeing about 5 children.
Yes.
They are enrolling right now. It says Medina Learning Center is now enrolling, so let's see if little Joey can learn a little bit here at Medina. Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey? Yes, we'd like to enroll little Joey in the daycare.
They have as their backup facility the UMI Learning Center, and the UMI Learning Center was convicted in federal court in 2024 of having 150 ghost kids. So I want to find out what the affiliation is and why this
150
facility
ghost
is
kids.
listed as the backup.
Think about that.
Yeah, can I get the paperwork to enroll a child?
Yes, I can.
Great.
So,
What do you think about daycares being used for fraudulent businesses to receive money from the government, to say they're enrolling 39 children, 89 children, and for millions of dollars be going towards these facilities? What do you think about that as you do work in a daycare?
no, it does happen. I've seen it like elsewhere. I've seen it being listening to the news. So it does happen. Time to time.
Yo, I want to say one thing before I continue, man. Nick Shirley, man, he better be careful. He really needs to be careful. I know he got security and everything, but he playing with some very dangerous people, man. He's playing with a bunch of people who, let's just say they some very dangerous people, man. You know what I'm saying? But now you got to ask yourself, how do something like this even happen? How? This is where we got to look up at the people who running the show now, right? You know what I'm saying? The Democrats have been holding the keys to California and that federal bag for a long time. And at this point, you got to wonder if they're just incompetent or if they straight up evil. Either way, you know, pick your poison. Pick your poison. Let's get back to this.
What is going on?
And the crazy thing is, California allocates $6 billion to childcare and daycare facilities just like these, and there are over 39,000 facilities in the state. The California Department of Social Services even found an error rate of over 1.6% in their own audits. And to be very conservative, it is safe to say there's upwards of $100 million in fraud lost each and every single year. And now let's head over to where there is so much fraud you're gonna lose your mind. Let's head over to Van Nuys, where there is home health care and hospice fraud literally everywhere.
With the fraud here, California ranks the highest for Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, whatever you want to call it. They spend the most amount of money per state, and here in LA, 1 out of every $10 that goes towards home health care in the United States goes to a business here in LA. Right now we're in Van Nuys. This location has tons of hospice centers, home healthcare centers, and right now we're going to Gardens of Angels Hospice. They billed $4.8 million per beneficiary. They charged $5,807 with 28.6 claims per patient and only 2 codes, which means 2 services were provided. And inside of the same location, there's also Blossom Hospice, and they received $3.4 million with $6,000 per beneficiary at $927 per claim and only 1 code, which means they only provided one service, and it looks like there's about 15 more hospice centers inside this one plaza we're going to right now. We have all the information with us. In some of these places, it doesn't even look like they've been registered with the CMS, which is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. 7 of the 4 entities have zero SMS data, possibly shell registrations, shell companies. And it's rumored that these are Armenian Russian gangs, Armenian Russian mafia. So we're going to be going in there and we're just going to ask them, what's the need for all this hospice? So is there that many people dying here in LA where they need to be spending millions and millions of dollars on this hospice care? Alright, right now we're looking for Garden of Angels Hospice. All these buildings are all hospice centers. Let's see if we can find Garden of Angels. This is the Angels of Haven Hospice Care. We have Angels of Valley Hospice. Hello. How are you? Good. We were looking for Guardian of Angels Hospice, but this one will probably do Angels of Valley Hospice. We were wondering if we could get some information to check our grandma into hospice.
Your grandma?
Yeah. We would love to maybe see if it's possible to get her in here to Angels of Valley. Hospital referral. Oh, okay, how many people do you guys have with you guys? Irrelevant? Oh, okay.
Where are you guys from?
Where am I from? I'm from here. We're just looking for a spot for our grandma.
Yeah, no, we're doing only referrals.
For hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we're seeing like, we got Garden of Angels, Blossom Hospice here. Okay, well, we'll keep looking for Guardian of Angels then. So they say they only take it from hospitals, which could be a valid response. Let's go see if we can find Guardian of Angels. This place is just filled with hospice centers and home health care centers. You have one right here, 7-star home health care, and then up here you have Miracle Healing Hospice. So this hospice location, Miracle Healing Hospice, in 2023, they charged $1.3 million, and per beneficiary, it was $32,000 for 38 beneficiaries. Per beneficiary, that comes out to $32,000, $935. Let's see if Grandma could check herself into this one. I'm just trying to be a good grandson. We're knocking the door, no one's coming. We look inside the window. Empty building.
And see, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what I mean when I say he needs to be careful, because I know what he's doing is necessary and is very informative, but it seems like now, like when he did the Somali fraud, he seemed like he was on his business, he was serious, he was, you know what I mean? But now it seems like it's a game to him, and he's playing with some very dangerous people, man. So, you know, we're going to keep Nick Shirley and his family in our thoughts and prayers to him. Pray that he stays safe out there, y'all.
In 2023, this place received $1.3 million.
Not a piece of furniture.
Nothing.
Insane. This is insane.
Okay, well, since we can't go to Miracle, let's see if we can get SX Home Health.
This dude is going to need round-the-clock security. He is going to need round-the-clock security, man. This dude is wilding out. He is wilding out. Let's go. Shout out to Nick Shirley. Shout out to Nick Shirley, man.
They are the adult day healthcare. Is that sign that says ADHC? And there was some people working inside of it. We have the phone number right here. Darren's going to go ahead and give him a phone call and see if somebody from inside answers. There are people inside right now. The phone's just ringing.
You can leave a message after the tone. This mailbox is full.
There you have it. They don't even have an inbox available to take in a voicemail. And another thing to take note of is Gavin Newsom right now on Polymarket. He is the leading nominee for the Democrats come 2028. All this fraud taking place, all this waste is taking place. Nobody really knows what's going on. I mean, look at this place. This adult daycare received $19 million, has billed the state of California over $19 million in the past few years. This is all taking place here. So that is something to think about come 2028 with Gavin Newsom leading the Democrats right now on Polymarket.
The way these hospices are able to enroll these people and collect money from Medicare and Medi-Cal here inside of California is they collect the Medicare numbers from individuals and then sign them up for hospice without them even knowing. I actually went and spoke with a professional inside of the medical industry to get her opinion on how this all works.
We're seeing all of these hospices pop up here. Why is hospice and home health care such a booming business right now?
I think it's become a trend of fraud. Honestly has, like, I heard about this about 5 years ago during COVID, that people were building hospices and selling them. It was like a business these people made. So it's an easy way to build Medicare with their people's beneficiary numbers that people can easily steal and even purchase and buy. They buy numbers from people and tell them, give me your Medicare beneficiary number and I will give you something in return.
And what does that mean, give you my beneficiary number?
So there's an ID that you have. Medicare gives you, Medicare is for anybody 65 and over. So they'll give you a Medicare ID number. And that number is what's used to bill Medicare.
So essentially, if they can get a number from somebody, it's almost like getting a credit card number, and then from there they can continue to bill and bill and bill and get that Medicare money.
Exactly. It's actually more beneficial than finding a credit card these days. Anybody can get a hospice license, actually. You don't need to be a physician. You don't need to be a doctor. You can apply and get a hospice license in the state of California. They bill, they take the Medicare numbers, they bill Medicare, the Medicare sends them a check right away. It's an easy process.
So an old person might be a bit naive to giving somebody their Medicare number,
Yes.
and without them even knowing, that's more valuable than giving them their credit card number.
Correct.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential business partner to try and become a multi-millionaire in hospice.
We know that hospice is a very lucrative business, so I joined a business partner right here. His name's Darren, and we're here outside the Hospice Consultants, and we would like to start our own hospice today. We're just two young men who want to become millionaires here inside the United States, and it seems like the only way to do it nowadays is by committing fraud. So we're going to go in and see if we can start our own hospice. Are you guys
Why is they
the
standing in the
hospice
rain
consultants?
like that?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
You want to open a hospice?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your name?
My name's Nick, but I want to open up a hospice.
I understand, but we don't take care of that.
Can I get some information?
Do you want a number?
Yeah, or give me a flyer or something. And this is the hospice consultant.
Yes. Not only hospice and home health.
Alright, so they say they're open right now. They won't let us into the lobby. This is no way to conduct business. We are two entrepreneurs trying to open up our own hospice.
Soaked to the bone right now.
We were denied service by the potential fraudsters, and as we were leaving, one of the fraudsters started to leave from the back in a $200,000 Maybach.
And we have a Mercedes-Benz driving up. Where can we open a hospice at? We'd like to open up a hospice. See the Maybach just like you. So is this how I can get a Maybach by opening up my own hospice?
Now, after seeing all the wealth that is being
Was they
created from these
recording him?
hospice centers, I headed back to the original location where we found over 15 hospices in one plaza. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke that Armenian mafia members were running the show and that there weren't just randomly $100,000 cars the day I went by. And this time, it was even worse.
Sir, how are you? Good. So what do you think about all this hospice fraud? Sir, you're in the Cybertruck, driving away, taking money from old people. Yet he's just driving away in his Cybertruck, won't even answer any questions.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. This all this fraud is happening in Democrat-ran places, man. They talk a big game about compassion and helping the community, but look at the results. Their lack of oversight is basically a green light for every scammer with the LLC. You feel me? It's like they got the Midas touch in reverse. What Trump say? Everything he touches turns to shit. Okay, and that's the truth, man. Seriously, what are you talking about, Jay? Okay, I'll give y'all some examples. Let's take the transgender situation. They've been pushing these narratives and policies so hard, forcing them down everyone's throat, that they actually made life harder for the very people that they was trying to claim and trying to protect. You know what I'm saying? By making it a forced political agenda instead of just letting people live. Now you got people who didn't even have an opinion about transgender people feeling resentful because they feel like their own values are being stepped on. See what I'm saying? They didn't help that community. Same thing with the DEI stuff. Exact same thing. They come sliding through the hood talking about equity and inclusion, but all they doing is checking boxes and splitting everybody up by skin color. Just division. They want us looking at each other as oppressors and victims instead of I'm getting tongue tied, excuse me. Instead of just looking at each other as neighbors. You know what I'm saying? It's divide and conquer, disguised as social justice. You know what I'm saying? And let's not even get started on the border. Don't even get me started talking about the border. They say they out here being humanitarians, but they're making it worse for everybody. They could have just enforced the laws that was already on the book, keep the bad illegals locked down, let Tom Homan slide in there, scoop them up. No, but instead they created a big chaotic mess that hurts the legal immigrants, the citizens, rest in peace Renee Good and Alex Petrie. You know what I'm saying? And the migrants who get exploited by the cartels. But this has to stop, man. This has to stop. The rock goes so deep. You got the California Department of Public Health and the Attorney General's office sitting on data that shows hundreds of these red flag hospices are still open. Now, why is that? You got Nick Shirley out here exposing fraud. You got James O'Keefe out here exposing fraud. What's the other young cat? I can't think of your name right now. Sorry about that, young brother. But you got the other young cat out here exposing fraud. So it ain't like they don't know what's going on. Like I said, man, they either incompetent or they evil, man. You know what I'm saying? Pick y'all poison, man. That's your Democrat Party. This your boy Jay from Hood Politics checking in, and now I'm checking out. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok, Hood Politics 5.1. Hit that notification bell so y'all know when I drop a new video. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. It's your boy Jay. I'm out.